Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
I want to welcome all of you to the 2022 California Steam Symposium.
Thank you, thank you. Everyone laughed. They said we can never be done with blocks of glass. And when I mean blocks of glass, I genuinely mean blocks of glass.
Oh my God.
But I'm not talking about those blocks of glass, I'm talking about these 3 solid blocks of glass. Any questions? Great, we're inspiring wonder. Now, when they announced I had won, I didn't hear their name, my name called. I was too busy staring at proof. The right question could change everything, even with the oldest trick in the book. And I decided I don't want to be a magician to trick anybody. I want to be a magician to inspire the same curiosity and wonder that I used to create.
Good morning, this is Dr. Marissa reporting live at the Steam Symposium. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and you will recognize this guy. I'm just like so proud. Hashtag Asian Pride. This is JASON Latimer. He is the impossible science guy. I'm now calling you the Wonder Boy.
Okay, great.
Okay, because that's what he's inspiring, and I'll be posting a bunch of his stuff all day. But let's see, what's your wish for the world?
I think my wish for the world would be that everybody realizes it's a game without a rule book. You know, it's everybody was born with the ability to wonder, which is amazing because anybody could be wondering about a question that no one's thought of before. So I think we get so wrapped up in what we know that it prevents us from asking a question that would make us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And those uncomfortable questions are the ones that end up changing everything.
Well, I've never given anybody 3 beneficial presents on the planet award. You begged for the second one, so he's getting the third one today. But your sense of humor is so wicked. I mean, I just love it. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that we connected. I know this connection will be for the rest of my life.
Oh, thank you.
And I wish you well. And I'm going to be the honorary social media godmother to your son.
Please. We'll make him ask more questions, faster, stronger, better than before.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. ImpossibleScience.com is where he is. YouTube channel. Use his stuff. Please inspire the world because it's all about balance. I forgot to get you to do this. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
I knew you would like that.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Have a great time.
So glad you're here. I am Dr. Marissa. I am known as the Asian Oprah. I was actually introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah. She looked at me with these pants on and said, "Nice pants." And it took everything for me not to say, "Do you want them?" So what I'd like you to do right now is turn to the person to your whatever, the better looking one. No, I'm just kidding. Just turn to that person, smile, and welcome them to the anniversary of Steam Symposium. Now I'm going to teach you a little Tai Chi Qigong, and a little happiness coaching. I know you thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. So the first thing I'd like you to do is raise your right hand, close it, to show that you come in peace. You're going to hold the peace with this hand, the left hand, so it sort of makes an A. And then I want you to bring it down to heart chakra, do a little bow and say, "Xie, xie." That means thank you in Mandarin. It's my Chinese namaste, and that is S-H-E-A, not S-H-I-T. In, and now make a circle, polishing the table of your life. All right, now, if you see me doing this in the middle of the day, you know someone just pissed me off. So what we're doing here is polishing off the dirt of your life. So we all start with a clean table, no sadness, depression, anxiety, fear, anger, irritation, frustration. But through life experience, that's what happens. Can you think of someone now that just drives you crazy? Put them on the table. Do not put your mother, that's too hard. hard to start. It's not one thing as your mother. So what we're going to do now is you're going to breathe and repeat after me. Ready? Everybody does the very best they can.
The very best they can.
If they could do better,
If they could do better,
they would.
they would.
But they can't. And I ain't leaving their poop on my table. And release the breath. Ready to think? Shit. Thank you for sharing your energy with me.
All right, Dr. Mercer reporting live. This is my first attempt at the hockey. What do you call these things? Pucks? No. A hockey shot into the goal. Ready? The eye on the ball.
They also have
creativity. I have a question. Do we really need our accountants to be creative? Creativity is instability. Creativity is it's all over the place. My most creative friends, the ones I love dearly, I don't trust them with my keys, let alone access to my checking account. Like, no, what if the people in that room, what if those accounts, what if they best serve creativity? What if they best serve creativity by not being creative at all? Like, what if their rigidity, what if their attention to detail and form is actually what sets the platform for other creatives to exist?
Wow. That was absolutely beautiful. Was that one of your own compositions?
yeah.
And I'm Dr. Marissa. I'm so delighted to introduce you to someone who is one of the keynotes at this year's California Steam Symposium 2022, celebrating 10 years. He just really blew our minds open with thoughts about things that we don't normally talk about. So if you could introduce yourself, and we'll go on the A word in a second. What's your name?
My name's Kight. I'm violinist, composer, writer, speaker.
Yeah. And also helping people feel more comfortable with being awkward. So you mentioned you have autism, and it was something that you learned about yourself late? Is that what I heard?
Very late, yeah.
Very late.
Yeah.
So how late?
Like 29 and 30.
When you were 29 and 30
yeah,
years
like
old.
very, very late.
And now, how has that revelation helped you with what you do? I mean, I'm guessing that you've been speaking before you knew about.
Yeah, I think more so it changed my concept on even sharing ideas. So a lot of times people say don't give a person a fish, teach them to fish. And I think it's kind of BS because I'm not a fisherman. I don't go on boats that much, but I imagine depending on the climate you're in, depending on the tools you have available, there's probably infinite ways to fish, right? And so for me, the realization changed my thinking because a lot of times I realize when we share ideas, we're trying to guide people towards states of being that their brains aren't actually built for. And so just understanding, I'm doing this, I wake up obsessed about things, and that's just me. Others don't have that experience, and so it kind of made me realize, it may sound silly or very fundamental, but it's just it changed my work into realize that that rather than kind of pointing people to just one direction, letting them see that there's actually options for them. So even I started today with talking about this idea of being present and how we kind of romanticize the idea of being present,
yes.
but actually not being present and being your imagination is actually a really useful tool also.
Right.
And so I really enjoy taking these terms that we tend to kind of put up on pedestals and kind of realize that they're actually options, and in different contexts, different moments, we need different things.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what the realization of autism has given to me, is that just a flexibility, that there's so many different ways and states of being, and locking in on just one way is actually what's causing a lot of tension.
Yeah. The Newtonian thinking that we're so used to in America. You also said something about feedback and how you really were not listening to people unless they gave you blunt feedback. I thought that was an interesting thing that happens, because normally we're told, try to be nice about it, or honey, not vinegar. But is that part of a shift in education, or are you saying that was for you as with that?
I think it's for me. I think it's also just how my brain works. So it's like, even in friendship or even like relationship, if I don't feel like someone's communicating, if they're just dancing around something, I feel really uncomfortable because it's hard for me to interpret those things. So that means now I have to like go on like brain overdrive to try to figure out, which is very unnatural for me. So like even one of my closest friends, we had this huge breakthrough this year. And he's British also, so he has all these things where he's kind of being trying to be polite. And I was like, say what you're saying. Like, I know you don't like this. Like, tell me what you're thinking. And like now we're like super close because we can just say the thing. And so I think because it's hard for me to interpret things sometimes, it's like if it's a teacher or a friend or anyone, it's like I feel most comfortable when they just say the thing, because now I don't have to like work in a way that's kind of not necessarily my dynamic.
Right. I think it's not brutally honest, but it is kindly direct, is what I call that.
It's, well, for me, accurate is just accurate.
Okay.
And then I can deal with accurate, because now we can build something on that.
Right.
But if it's not accurate, then it's like, whatever we say, if you can't actually build something off. And it's not for everyone, but if you're in my world, like if you're my teacher, if you're in my, I call it like in my practice room of life, like if you're in my close thing, I'm trying to build something with you. And so if we're not building on an accurate foundation, there's nothing we can actually,
Same level playing field. Same page of music. Same score. All of that. Last question. What is it like for you to speak to an audience like this for Steam or for you? What was your feeling impression?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of thoughts, especially last night as I was just kind of going to bed thinking about my own experiences. And I think today, like even sharing that with my own like background and my own brain chemistry, it's the first time I've done that on stage. Really. And it was and I probably won't. I don't know if I'll necessarily do it that like. It's not like a regular thing. Like this is just today, and so I felt like for me, a lot of the process of the past year or two of me sorting through that has been realizing all of these childhood moments when I felt like I was in environments in which I was kind of being squeezed into something that I actually wasn't, and then and so I wanted to share that stuff today because these are the folks that will be creating the environments, and that's incredibly important. And now I'm like in my 30s and I'm still thinking through those things that might have been suppressed or masked and all that stuff, and so I think it's that important. So that inspired me. That's why I shared that stuff.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did, because the most poignant thing you said for me was your friend's reaction to finding out you have autism, and they said, don't let them label you with that and all that, and you said, I don't see it as something that's, as an insult or something wrong with me. Yeah. It is just something.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the interesting thing for me, because it's like getting this diagnosis later is like, it's interesting because it's like, I've also spent the last 8-9 years of my life with people bringing me out to share how my brain works. I've been sharing unique ideas that are just based on how I think. And so I think because of that, I have there's a confidence behind it. It's like, clearly there's something that's of value here.
Exactly. So I was just about to use the V word. So totally of value.
Clearly there's something of me seeing things. Like, there's awkwardness. There's like points of tension with me not necessarily having like always the biggest community and things like that. But it's like, I'm clearly, that difference or dichotomy is also really helpful, because like I can see things that maybe may not be as like clear. Yeah.
There's value now to thinking outside of the box. There's value now for even diagnosis. I think that's the beautiful thing about autism. I've almost always seen it as, I know that there's something special there, that it's not one less or anything less.
Yeah, well,
there's a value added there somewhere.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny also getting this language now, and then just I don't know. There's just so many funny moments where it's like it's like the term like special interest. So like I don't know how familiar you are with it, but essentially I'll have like very narrow but deep interests. So like I listen to the same piece of music 30 times. Like I don't have a very curious brain. It's just I do one thing and I do it like deeply. So for sometimes if I'm doing that to others, it'll look like work, or it'll look like me doing like discipline, like kind of all these like kind of capitalist terms they'll put on it. But it's just like me feeling like I'm solving a puzzle. And so I'll have friends that will try to like keep up with me because they think I'm like kind of like grinding or whatever. But I was just like, no, this is
what
relaxing.
I do.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's funny to like to learn it late because like now in my 30s, it's like okay, I have my way of doing things. And it's like I know what works for me. It's like it's funny to kind of have language for it now.
Yes.
After I've kind of already found my way to live with it and like do well. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is what's happening. Yeah.
Definitely. And thank you for sharing a little time and a little part of you. I think you're one of a kind, wonderful. Just so much as everybody else is too. Yes?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
So this is the Invisible TV, and I'm at Impossible Science with my new assistant, Tana. And if you look, that's me. That's so cool. I can only see it with these glasses on, and the lens is the same as what she's doing there. That's pretty cool. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace, through an invisible camera. First time for everything.
I love it.
Ready? And it's Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, reporting live from the California Steam Symposium, and I'm at the booth of my new nephew / little brother, JASON Latimer. You saw all of the stuff that I was so amazed with. He's a boy wonder, and this is the invisible booth of his, and it's all science, not magic. Go to impossiblescience.org. This is Dr. Marissa, balancing out the bad news with good news. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace.
The whole time you're awake, your brain is generating what's called metabolic waste. One scientist called it brain cell poop, which helped me to understand. So it's building up the whole time you're awake, it's brain cell poop in your brain. And when you go to sleep, when you get into the 7th or 8th hour of sleep, what happens is your cerebral spinal fluid channels open, and a kind of watery fluid rinses through your brain, and that brain cell poop is carried out of your brain, down into your kidneys, and eventually out of your body. If you don't get 8 hours sleep a night, that metabolic waste just stays clogging up your brain. You know that feeling when you're tired and you feel hungover? You're not wrong. Your brain is literally clogged up. This is why, by the way, people who get less than 7 hours sleep a night are much more likely to develop dementia, because you go through your whole life with your brain clogged up.
This is Dr. Marissa reporting live at the California Steam Symposium. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and you know that I love finding very interesting people. And Johann Hari,
I know the non-Asian Oprah as well.
He just did a great talk on based on his book, Stolen Focus. He just agreed to come on my show. But what is something that we can all do very quickly every day to get back focused?
By install on your phone and laptop Freedom, which is an app that cuts you off either from specific websites you might be addicted to, like Instagram, or the entire internet, and also buy something called a K-Safe, which is a plastic safe. I feel like a QVC person now. Plastic safe where you take off the lid, you put in your phone, you put on the lid, and it locks your phone away for anything between 5 minutes and a whole day. And stretch the amount of time you use it every day as you start to get your focus back.
Because we can only focus on one thing at a time.
Exactly.
Yes, wonderful. So this is something I do at the end of every show. Peace in.
Peace in.
Peace out.
Peace out. Isn't that
world peace?
Yeah.
Through inner peace.
Through inner peace.
Yeah. See, that part you like. Yeah.
Yes.
I know, but I know in Britain one of these is not
that's
good.
extremely offensive. So
you have to do the whole
If
thing.
anyone's watching this in Britain, she made me do it.
It's so nice to meet
Oh,
you. Can't wait to have you on my show.
Thank you so much. Hooray.